plan is specifically how you're going to pay for $30 billion and how your plan distinguishes itself from your rivals. Senator Edwards has put forward his plan. How is your plan different, and how are you going to distinguish your bullet points from the other candidates?
My plan is specific, clear. No other candidate has the same plan. I've laid out precisely how I'll pay for early education, when it would start. I've been talking about this now for over a year. The bottom line is, the way we would pay for it is two ways. The most significant way is eliminating the tax cut for the top 1% would pay for all of this. I'm not going to get this all in one fell swoop. You're talking about early education. The total cost of what I want to do would be about $9.5 billion. You're talking about college access. The total cost would be about $9.5 billion. And depending on what we do with regard to teacher pay, which is going to be a process, and what we do about hiring 100,000 new teachers, it could be as high as $30 billion over the period of the entire implementation of the plan. But think about it. What we're talking about here is if we just were to take away the tax cut for those who are getting increased tax cuts for investments on dividends, that's $195 billion a year. As I said, everything's priorities. And the priority to me is education. It is the key to our economic growth, the key to our social stability, and the key to us being able to be competitive in the world.
Now you mentioned teacher pay, raising teacher pay to, I believe you said $45,000.
Yes.
You also mentioned teacher bonuses. How much are these bonuses, and how do teachers get bonuses?
That would be dependent upon the states. What we would do is we would incentivize the states to be able to go in and pay their teachers more by providing matching kinds of funds for the states if they're willing to do it. Right now it costs up to $5 billion a year in replacing teachers who are leaving education so quickly, and in teachers changing districts and schools. The administrative cost is that. If you just took that administrative cost, for example, and invested in mentoring teachers and providing teachers bonuses for going into distressed school districts, those bonuses would be bonuses that related to their being able to pay off their college loans and pay off their debts. That would be the incentive to get them into teaching. There's also a proposal that I didn't go into saying that anyone graduating from college is willing to work in a distressed school district for 4 years but have their college education paid off. And so it's a way to incentivize people to get into teaching who have the knack for teaching, give them the financial means to be able to do it without making such god-awful choices between starting a job at $45,000 and starting a job at $23,000 with all the debt they have. And they will stay in teaching a significant portion.
Okay, guys, sorry, we have to cut it off. I apologize.
When you were here a couple of months ago, Chris was the host at a forum. One of the last questions was about your camp. Why aren't you better known and so forth. You apologized to your supporters there for your fundraising machine, and you said, I'm going to ramp it up. How did you do in the third quarter, and are you disappointed or satisfied with it?
I'm satisfied with it. It's a very difficult months to raise money in July and August. We have raised close to $2 million. That's all we need to be able to do what we're doing in the early states. The good news is the bad news. The good news is that our focus is in the first 4 early states. If we do well there, we're going to win this thing. If we don't do well, we're gone. But then again, those with $75 million, if they don't do well there too, they're gone. So we feel good about it. And I think it's a presumptuous thing for me to say, but if you look at what your colleagues and you all have, not you personally, you in an editorial sense have been writing, and I think I am breaking through in terms of the concession of the sense of whether or not I'm the most qualified person to be president. And